You ready? I don't want you to start clapping until you see him hit the stage. Can we start clapping now? Let's go. Please give it up to the legend, the wonderful Christopher Lloyd. My friends. There's the night there. Guys, look, another round of applause at our panel. It is an absolute honor to sit next to you both. Thank you so much for sitting with me and talking with me today, and for these guys as well. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, welcome to my living room. We need to zhuzh up the place. I'm so sorry, the carpet. But I wanted to ask you.
We're the zhuzh.
You're the zhuzh, with the sparkle and the, yeah, guys. Give up the zhuzh. Now, I know that over the years, for the last 4 decades, people tell you their stories. They tell you how much you've given them, how you inspired them. But how have you been inspired by them as people?
Yeah, I think I got it. Never know. I guess one of the most astonishing and moving reactions by people who have seen Back to the Future. How many people have come up and said, "You made my childhood"?
Yeah.
I think, on the one hand, what kind of childhoods do they have? and on the other, it's like the feeling of having given them some kind of a reality that was better than the reality they were living in, whatever their circumstances were. And no other film I've done has had that kind of response, where people are grateful that they had the opportunity to see the film, and it filled with some kind of gap in their lives, some kind of neglect, whatever, so it means a lot to, it's fun to do films, provide entertainment, but in cases like these, feeling of having brought something that helped them get through their difficult times means a lot.
Thank you, Christopher.
Everyone always asks me what my favorite part of doing Back to the Future was, and my answer unanimously is these experiences and meeting people and sharing that joy. So I'm always eternally grateful to all of you.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you very much. Christopher, is it true that when you first got the script for Back to the Future that you discarded it, that you were like, what is this? What made you change your mind?
I was doing a little independent film in Mexico City, and I had decided, I had moved from New York, where I did a lot of theater work, and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest Flash. It was my first film. I got an invitation from an agent in Beverly Hills and invited me to come out and meet him. And subsequently I did, and he became my agent, and still is. And but before that, I decided, I had momentum as an actor in New York doing theater work, and I felt I wasn't doing a lot. And when I went to Hollywood, and I felt I gotta go back to New York. And then here comes in the mail from my agent a script called Back to the Future. And I barely looked at it. I barely, because I made my mind, I'm going back to New York. And I, took her over to the desk, there was a wastepaper basket, and I dumped it. And a friend who was with me at the time kind of got on my case and said, in New York, you never did that. If there was any glimmer of hope that there was something in some script that was sent to me, I would look at it, study it, and show up to audition or read or to be interviewed. So I thought about that. I thought, well, she's right. So I went over the wastepaper basket and I retrieved the script and I read it. I didn't quite make sense of it, but I called my agent. I went back to LA and I had a meeting with Bob Zemeckis. And that was that. I just was convinced I better do this. So I did.
Thank you. We're very happy with it. Thank you.
And Claudia, at that time, you'd already done a lot of television, but you had to audition, your first audition, it was in front of 14 people, is that correct? And very important people at that. Even though you had done television and things, were you nervous to audition in front of Steven Spielberg and all of those folks, 14 people in the room?
I never counted how many people. Wow. Okay, so it was Steven Spielberg, the cameraman that he kicked out because he said, I can't be with a camera and not be behind it. Fenton Feinberg, the casting directors, Judy Taylor, their assistant, Bob Zemeckis, Bob Gale, Neil Canton, Frank Marshall, Kathleen Kennedy. How many is that?
We've got 9. Who are the last 5?
All I know is I shook hands with each and every one of them, like I was brought up to do. And I'm a strange gal. I loved auditions. And I had screen tested for Gremlins, Goonies, and Young Sherlock Holmes, which were all, I think, Steven Spielberg films, and many Fenton Feinberg films. So I always felt like I had people in my corner. I had one audition for Back to the Future. I read with a guy on his 11th callback for Marty. We did this scene where Lorraine and Marty are in the car and Lorraine is drinking and smoking. And I was in there for about 2.5 hours. Steven talked to me the entire time. He asked tons of personal questions. I don't think he ever spoke to the guy. It was just like the only people in the room were me and Steven. And every time he asked me a question, I said, I will answer that, but you cannot tell my mother. And he promised, do you have a boyfriend? Do you smoke? And then actually, okay, so I did smoke. And he said, do you have cigarettes with you? You can't tell my mother. I did have cigarettes with me. And so he said, I want you to smoke in the scene like your character does and blow it all into his face. And I later found out that Steven had one of the only non-smoking offices. At the time, this was 1984. And I'm probably the only girl or man or anyone that ever smoked in his office. But don't tell my mother.
Doesn't leave this room.
It doesn't leave
this room.
However, my mom smoked when she was in the hospital in cancer, so I think I did better than that. I digress. So that was my only audition. I got the part. And then you'll probably ask about that part. Should I tell that now? All right, so what happened was, and the story has changed so many times, and I think even in Michael's book, it's a little bit cockeyed, but it's okay. I do remember it. But he does say lovely things about everyone in his beautiful book. So I got the part, and Eric Stoltz was cast as Marty, and we did these beautiful boyfriend-girlfriend pictures to go in Marty's wallet. And then a pilot that the network said they were not going to pick up, that I did, called Off the Rack with Ed Asner and Eileen Brennan, got picked up for a mid-season replacement for ABC. ABC would not share me with Steven Spielberg, and it was a 3-camera show in front of a live audience at the same time that Jennifer Parker was filming. So that was my first contract. Therefore, I had to back out of being Jennifer in Back to the Future. And they recast my role with my stiffest competitor. For years, we were friendly competitors. And I did my show, and they recast Eric to be Michael J. Fox, which I think was their first choice anyway. And people on set thought Melora was too tall to play opposite Michael, and I was available, and I'm short. So I got my part back, and I got to be Jennifer.
Thank you so much, Claudia. Thank you. You mentioned Eric. Christopher, when you were working on the role of Doc and building that character, what was it like then to, you're changing pace, I guess, with another actor. Michael J. Fox comes in. Was it hard or easy to build up the character of Doc Brown with somebody else, I guess, playing off the chemistry?
Well, Eric is a good actor, and that's who they cast, and so he was Michael, right? Marty. I'm losing cells. A serious actor, the diligent, and we worked together. I just felt okay. 6 weeks went by. Eric Stoltz and myself doing a lot of scenes. And I was kind of really worried about hitting my marks, finding Doc and making him work And then one night we were shooting in the mall scene at the beginning of the film. And we'd have our dinner about 1 a.m. So, and then an announcement was made. I forget who made the announcement. And the announcement was that when we came to work tomorrow morning, Eric Stoltz was going to be replaced by Michael J. Fox. And that was like a stunner. I had no idea about that. I don't think anybody else did. And so that was a big surprise. And I was really worried about it because I thought, 6 weeks of work, how am I going to make it work again? I was really, really worried about, self, kind of thing. Anyway, the next day, Michael came over and said, and everything was so fluid. It just took on a different dimension. And one of the concerns they had is that Eric Stoltz is kind of a dramatic actor. He's kind of a serious actor. And they needed for Marty to have a certain comic flair, and which Michael has automatically. He's just got that enthusiasm and excitement and sense of comedy, of humor, and everything came alive, and history was made.
Thank you, Christopher. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Just in addition to what Chris was saying, Michael is funny and positive and kind and brilliant and serious, all blended together in one, and it's effortless. He's such a pleasure to work with and such a kind, intriguing guy. and so smart mixed in with all of it. And it's just so natural. It's just who he is. So
No?
I studied acting with Eric Stoltz actually when he first came to LA to be an actor with Stella Adler in her master class, one of her final ones she taught. And he had long stringy hair and he had just moved there from Santa Barbara. So there's just so many synchronicities.
You're from Santa Barbara?
Santa Barbara. Oh yeah, you're in Santa Barbara.
Oh, I live there. I never saw
Like you guys, maybe.
him until, that's interesting.
Well, I was, it was when I was in the 10th grade, I think. So I was 15. So it was like at least 4 years ago. I love that. No, I'm 59.
That's a stretch.
I'm going to be 60 on July 5th. You
Wow.
look amazing.
Yes. And I love the get up as well. Like, yes, look at the shoe.
Jennifer Parker, 2.5.
I love it. Digging the colors. We are going to go to some fan questions. We will not be able to answer all of them. There is a mic here and here at the two ends. Before we go to the fans, I have one last question for you both. If you could put a message in a message in a time capsule for someone to open up in 100 years' time, what message would you put in the time capsule?
Well, okay, I'm going to stray a little bit. I have a lot of people that come up to me, young actors, and ask me, what should they do to become actors? You know? And I had very, very, very little confidence that I was ever going to get anywhere when I first came to New York, you know, at 18, 19, or whatever it was. And I just did anything that came my way. And some of them were pretty scrappy. I remember doing a production of Hamlet that we rehearsed 1 o'clock in the morning because it was the only time of day that all the actors could be there because most of them had jobs, right? I strayed again. But, but anyway, so I try to tell people when they come up, however you can get in front of an audience of any kind, whatever the circumstances are, do it and keep doing it. So I guess I put that message in a bottle. Keep getting up and doing what you want to do until finally it sticks.
Thank you, Christopher.
I love that. Keep getting up no matter what. No matter how far you fall down, as long as you keep getting up, you win. I love that. So I agree with him, and I also would want everyone in the whole wide world to know God loves you no matter what. And even if you don't believe in him, he still believes in you. And he still loves you, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't change his mind. He created you, he loves you, he protects you, he honors you. And if you could just realize that and know that there's a sense of peace that comes and protection that comes and quiet happiness. And so I would say that.
Thank you both. Thank you. Can we get a round of applause for the first part of the panel, please? Can I stray for a second? Please stray away.
Okay, so I'm a 4th generation San Franciscan, and we're in San Francisco. So can I tell you some San Francisco stories? Okay, so my great-great-grandfather came here in 1851. And I'll just tell you a couple quick stories. So one is funny that I recently found out. My great-great-grandfather thought that the ships were going to be docking in San Francisco where Candlestick Park is and where the marina is. So he bought all that land And then when the ship started docking in Oakland, he realized that he had made a mistake. So he sold it all. So that's one story. Another story is my grandfather had a jeans company called Can't Bust 'Em Jeans. His friendly competitor was Mr. Levi Strauss, and they both lived with their families in Berkeley, and cousins married cousins of each side of each family. So Can't Bust 'Em Jeans and Levi Strauss were the last two jeans that the Army was choosing for World War II. They chose Levi Strauss because they liked the rivets. So Can't Bust 'Em Jeans, which is known to have a rooster on it, you can find it actually in vintage things and online, kind of faded away a little bit. And my grandfather's first cousin called him and said, Paul, would you be interested in being my partner for a jeans company? And he said, I don't believe in family being partners. So he said, I'll work for you and sell your jeans for a year and then give me a bonus, which he did, and he put him on the map. And guess what that jeans company is? And he did not get the bonus, by the way.
What was it?
Lee Jeans. Okay, so then there's that story. And and then he bought Can't Bust 'Em Jeans. All right, so my father was head of epidemiology for UC Berkeley, and about Go Bears! Oh gosh, you know more than I do. Sorry, go Bears. Cal Bears. So he started the joint medical program between UC Berkeley and UCSF about 60 or 70 years ago. And I went to 150 Parker Nursery School, and my sister's name is Jennifer, so that's pretty cool. All right, I won't bore you with more, but I could.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you. I love how excited she was. You were like, here we go. Like, I love the energy. Thank you, Claudia. Okay, we don't have a lot of time left for fan questions. We will try our best to get through them. The rule is, can we keep it to one short question so we can get through everybody, right? Thank you. Thanks. Okay, my friend, what's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name's Andrew. As you can tell by the way I'm dressed, I'm a big fan of Star Trek. Yes.
Okay.
Christopher, do you have any memories about working on Star Trek 3?
He's over there behind this camera there. So, Christopher?
Oh, you were in Star Trek?
Yes, you're in Star Trek 3. Do you have any memories from working on Star Trek 3?
Memories of Star Trek 3.
Yeah, well, no.
The mic.
Oh, and one thing that I love makeup and costume stuff. Star Trek 3, I used to have to come to Paramount, I think it was Paramount, at 4 o'clock in the morning, because it took about 3 hours to put on all the makeup. And then I get that bone structure and all that stuff. And then after that, I put on this incredible costume. I mean, wide shoulder, super stud. Kind of feeling about it. And so I love doing that. I was amazed that I was doing this, getting a part like that. But I loved it.
Thank you. Question answered. Let's go.
Thank you. I love Star Trek. Thank you so much, Christopher. Hello, friend. What's your name?
I'm Gideon. Question for Dr. Emmett Brown. In part 3, we saw you fly away in a time train. Where and when do you think you went? And were you hoping it would lead to a 4th installment?
So when you flew away on the train at the end of Back to the Future 3, when and where did you think the dog went next?
I'll have to ask him.
Thank you. Thank you for your question. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Antonio. This is actually an outfit question. All the outfits from Doc Brown, which one was the best? The original radiation suit, 2015, or 1885 blacksmith?
I wasn't that aware that it changed. Well, yeah, I kind of like the cowboy.
Blacksmith. It was blacksmith.
Yeah.
Cowboy? Yes.
Back to the Future 3 is my favorite of the three.
Yes.
And in large part because of Western. And Westerns were always fun. You know, horseback riding, I love doing that. And I had a scene where I'm on a horse galloping. I've done some riding, so I felt safe doing it. And I'm chasing a train, and eventually I catch up with it. And I reach up and pull myself over the train off the back of the horse. Except that a stuntman did that. But I did race, get up to the train, and I'm going along there, the train's going along, and I knew I could do it. I mean, the handle was right there. But if it didn't work out well, it would be a mess.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you. We're over this way now. What's your name, my friend?
Hello, my name is Jack Hansen. This is a question for Christopher Lloyd. I was wondering, I'm an aspiring filmmaker, and I was wondering, what is your advice for any aspiring filmmaker or actor wanting to get into the industry in Hollywood or in any other film industry?
Do, like I said before, everything that comes up, no matter how, whatever circumstances, whatever, and just keep getting up there over and over again. No matter how unglamorous it is, how badly written it is, how much you don't feel right for the part, just keep doing it until it sticks.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, friend. Thank you very much.
And if I have to say that again,
We're over here now. Hello, friend. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Odin. Simple question for both of you. Do you have a favorite design of the DeLorean from the 3 movies?
I'm not that aware of it all.
With the first one.
Yeah, they all look the same to me.
Thank you.
I'm pretty comfortable with the first one personally.
I like the second
And that's
one.
my favorite movie too.
Thank you.
Thank you, friend. Thank you. We're over here now on the right-hand side. Hello, my love. What's your name?
My name is Rex, R-E-X. I have a question for each of them. If you had the chance, would you return to your guys' best movies, which is Santa Buddies and Alien Armageddon, respectively?
What was that?
Sorry, could you simplify? Come up to the mic closer and please simplify the question. Thank you.
Okay, so I have for Christopher Lloyd, my question is, if you have a chance, would you do a sequel to your greatest movie, Santa Buddies? And for Claudia, my question is, if you have a chance, would you do a sequel to Alien Armageddon?
Oh.
No.
Would you do a sequel to what was
Santa Buddies.
Santa Buddies.
Santa Buddies?
Santa Buddies.
Santa Buddies.
Like,
Santa Bunnies?
buddies. Yeah.
Would you do a sequel to Santa Buddies?
I can't do something I don't understand.
Me too. Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Also, hats off to the ASL translator.
Yes, thank you. Give a round of applause for the translate. Thank you. They're so good. All right, thanks. We're over here now. Can we have your name? Hello again.
Hi there, my name is Rowan Kimmerman. I'm just beyond starstruck to finally meet you guys. I'm a huge fan of the Back to the Future trilogy. I love both of your guys' acting. You guys were super awesome. So my one question for both of you, if you were given the chance to do a time travel project, like it could be a film or it could be an animated film, like would you take the chance to voice or act in anything like that? Like any time travel thing? It doesn't have to be Back to the Future, but just any sci-fi time travel thing.
So would you do another sci-fi or time travel?
Yeah.
That's possible. I mean, it would be a different script, it might be a different concept of time travel, but I'm game.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
of course, would be a different character. It wouldn't be Doc.
I'll be Doc. I'm joking.
That's fair.
There could never be another Doc. You're Doc.
Yeah.
Thank
Great Scott,
Okay.
everybody.
This is now the last question. We've run out of time. I'm sorry to the left-hand side here. You're the last question. Make it nice and short and sharp. What's your name, my friend?
My name is Paul, and hi, Christopher and Claudia. Have you had a chance to see the Broadway production of Back to the Future? And if so, what did you think of seeing the story performed on stage?
Yes, I have seen it. I had the luck to go to somewhere in England where they first began rehearsing, and to see it at that point, and then I saw it again in London, and finally on Broadway. And I think it's a wonderful production. You know, I remember one thing I thought, they're going to make a musical? Give me a break. And I thought, how are they going to bring, because the DeLorean is a character in itself. How are they going to work that on a stage? And they do it, come up with all kinds of ideas and execute them. And it's great. And the cast, the music, a lot of music from the film, it's wonderful. I fully recommend, if you got an opportunity to see it, go see it. You'll enjoy it. It's good.
Thank you very much. Claudia? I am so glad that you asked that question, and it's a beautiful final question. Thank you, Paul. I agree with every single word that Chris said. I saw it actually with Chris and a couple other cast members in London. I've seen it now 6 times. I saw it on Broadway. I saw it at the opening at the Pantages Theater in LA. I saw it again at the Pantages. I saw it twice more in London. And in 2 weeks, I'm going to be seeing it in Tokyo in Japanese. And it's so popular there, it's literally sold out till spring. In May, it'll be in Sacramento. And I think every single one of you has to go. It's in San Jose right now? Oh, you all have to go. No, for real. It's literally, to me, as great as the movie. And that, I know, says a lot. And it's a slightly different storyline. It'll make sense when you see it. But it's every bit as entertaining. And the characters are so good. Jennifer has a very big part. It's so wonderful. And the music is great, and you're entertained the whole time. If you haven't seen it, run, don't walk. It's really great.
That was a good last question. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you. Good back questions. Thank you. Christopher, Claudia, it has been an absolute honor and a pleasure to be sitting with you. I'm sure I speak for everybody here. You were absolutely part of my childhood, and I loved you guys so much. So thank you for spending time with us this weekend. Guys, give on up for Christopher and Claudia.
With you guys. You want to be in the selfie?
I don't think
First, you turn the time circuits on. This is what makes time travel possible.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.